There seems to be a bit of a twist in the tail. The polls that came out yesterday were suggesting an overwhelming one-sided victory for the NDA. It's very interesting now, and we'll do a quick analysis based on the vote share numbers. You're seeing this for the first time. Access My India vote share numbers coming up on your screen right now for NDTV, giving just a 2% gap, 43 versus 41. So if Pradeep Gupta and Access My India are right, there is a big twist in the tail. It doesn't mean, Padmaja, in the least bit that the end direction will change. What it means though is that unlike the analysis that we did yesterday, Access My India's team is suggesting that there's just a 2% gap.
But this is still a huge gap compared to what the actual gap was in the results of 2020, because there the gap was only of 0.03%. So for that
0.03, if you leave the LJP outside, if you bring the LJP into the beginning formation, then it's 42 versus 37. There's a 5% gap relative to that.
Okay, so that
at
has
the starting point. If you compare the NDA in its formation versus the MGB, and there's another poll that you put out just a moment before now. That's from VoteVibe,
that's
and
right.
we'll have Amitabh Tiwari join us as well. That's also showing a tighter fight. Remember, and I'll show the next set of data which you were looking at, which just shows the massive consolidation, huge, unprecedented Yadav Muslim consolidation in favor of the Mahagathbandhan. 90% in this poll. Pradeep and his team have been out, and he'll join us in a short while to talk about this poll. 90% Yadav consolidation, 79% Muslim consolidation is extremely high. What the NDA has been able to do is that they've been able to ensure that amongst the Dalits, they're still ahead by 20%. What this means is the Congress had a Dalit state president. Their hope was that they'd be able to wean some of the Dalits away. To some extent, it succeeded, but the NDA is still number one, thanks to the likes of Jitendra Manjhi and the other arithmetic that they've done. Amongst the EBCs as well, the NDA firmly entrenched at 58.
And this is despite the fact that not just the Congress, Tejasvi Yadav held multiple EBC Mahapanchayats. He tried to reach out to the community and say that I am not just about MY. I want to have a broader coalition, but far from a hawa for change, it seems that traditional vote banks, Rahul, have hunkered down.
It's worked. From 37, if the Gathbandhan's vote share goes up to 41, that's 4% more. And this is just based on...
Among the MGB?
No, not
among the EBCs, you mean?
If they were 37% last time and 41% this time, in this Access My India data, that's a 4% increase in favor of the Gathbandhan from the last poll to now.
You mean in the overall vote percentage?
Overall vote percentages, if you've gone up 4% on your base, it means that you haven't done badly. What this essentially means is that while the NDA may still win, Pradeep and Access My India are suggesting that this is a much closer win. And to some extent, he's weaned away some of the EBC votes. Remember the likes of Vikashsheel Insan Party, he had Mukesh Saini there, he had IIP of Gupta there. To some extent, it's worked, which is how he's been able to get, for example, 14% of the general community, 19% of the OBC. So there's actually a very, very different story emerging this time.